Previously on Ghost Hunters Academy. With Adam and Rosalind in the lead, the 7 remaining cadets set out to secure their place in the competition.
I'm going to have an advantage over the other investigators.
Rosalind struggled as her leadership skills were put to the test.
I smell cigarettes. Do you smell it? Cigarettes probably be coming from outside.
Rosalind just dismissed it instantly. Group leader is being ripped right from under her.
A whisper put Vera on high alert.
Shh. What is that?
Did anyone just whisper in my right ear?
Eric impressed Jason by going against the grain.
It's definitely interesting, but I got too many unanswered questions in my mind.
You know what I really like about you, Eric, is no matter what everybody else thinks, you're just going to call it as you see it.
And a critical mistake cost Daniel his spot in the competition.
I just don't understand the thought process behind turning a recorder off after you hear potential evidence.
Dan, you dismissed. Adam, Michelle, you guys the team leaders.
Will Adam continue to shine, or will Michelle overshadow him as the next rising star?
All right, guys, you can tell what state we're in, right?
Yes.
You have any idea where we're going?
No.
No?
Mark Twain house?
Yes, we're going to the Mark Twain house.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Now, guys, this is the house where he wrote Huckleberry Finn, The Adventures of Tom Sawyer. You see a room where genius was happening. You're right there. You'll see it.
And you know, this is going to be the first investigation where we just sort of let you guys go on your own, you know?
I mean, and this is going to be a new experience for Steve and I as well. This is the first time we're going to be going there.
So we're going to have a blast. You excited?
Yes.
We're good. Here we are.
Hi, Rebecca. I'm Steve.
Hi.
Nice
Steve,
to meet
nice
you.
to meet you.
Dave.
Dave, nice to meet you. Thank you for coming.
These are our cadets.
Welcome to all of you. We're standing in the front hall. This was a reception room for the Clemens family. Clemens meaning Samuel Clemens, that was the real name of Mark Twain. And Samuel Clemens lived here with his wife and his 3 daughters, and the house was finished in 1874.
Mark Twain House is a lot different than the other places that we've investigated because this is like a piece of Americana, it's a piece of history. So I was really excited to get in there because I like that type of stuff.
Susie, who was his oldest daughter, she's the only person that we know to have died in the house. She died of spinal meningitis. And as far as paranormal activity, we've got a lot of things that go on here. We've had a woman in white that gets seen walking from this room into the dining room.
Is that something that happens all the time, or
Only a couple of times, I would say not even once a month. We've also had a guide who saw 3 kind of greenish, bluish orbs, and they went up the stairs behind him. He thought they were kind of childlike. Here we are, we're in the dining room, and this is a major hub of activity for the Clemens family. Mark Twain would sit here at this end of the table. When I first started to work here, sometimes I would be at work after hours, and I could hear footsteps. Another thing that happens in this room, it's usually a security guard who, at the end of the day, once all the visitors are gone, we're closing up, and is turning out all the lights. Comes back down here, the light in the dining room is back on. Here we are in the drawing room. In the last 3 to 5 months, we've had a bunch of things happening at night here in the evening. People have been standing in here and heard murmuring in the next room. And then people have said it's suddenly cold in the spot that they're standing. The temperature will change.
First impressions of the house, I love it. I think it's great. It's soaked in history. And there's a theory that maybe objects can hold energy. I'm hoping some of the artifacts that are in the house do actually, have that kind of energy.
This is one of the first rooms that we've been in where visitors are having experiences.
I had just finished telling the story of Susie's death. There was a loud noise as if something had been dropped or thrown. Everybody in my group jumped. Yet when we tried to investigate it and asked other people that were here in the house or on site, no one else had heard it.
We're on the 2nd floor landing, and then over there is Susie's room. And we've had people who have seen a woman in white, again, in kind of a white period dress. We have another figure that's a male figure that has been seen going towards the nursery that way. And that's only been seen at night, but seen probably by 2 or 3 different people. We've had a visitor who was outside taking pictures, and in her picture, it looks like a child's face is peering out the window over there.
And this is the same place that Jason and Grant claimed to have an experience last time they were here.
See that light by our camera? If something blocked that, it moved right through here, which would have been this direction. This has been an awesome night so far.
We are in Mark Twain's billiard room. He wrote over in the corner, over there. He would play billiards and he'd smoke cigars. And people smelled cigar smoke. Now, right outside this room is Mark Twain's butler's bedroom. His butler's name was George Griffin. George was an African-American man, freed slave. He worked for this family for 17 years. He was a huge part of this household. And I've had now 3 times somebody after a tour tell me that there was an African-American standing behind me.
The 3 people that saw him standing behind you, that was all on the same tour?
It was all different tours.
Different tours?
Yep.
Wow. Okay.
All right, gang, from here, you know, Michelle and Adam, you guys, if you want to, figure out a spot for center command, and the rest of the team, we can start getting the equipment in, okay? All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yep.
This is the first investigation where Steve and Tango won't be there to hold our hand. I'm very nervous about being the group leader. I'm very scared of messing up and doing something that could be so horrible to potentially send me home.
So you decided?
The mahogany room.
This is mahogany room?
Yeah.
Yes.
There's the plug outlet
See,
there,
that's what I
and
was
we can
talking
run
about.
power under both doors.
Well, what's wrong with this room, guys?
I would say, I mean...
Well, a lot of claims in there is audio.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was right next to an area that had high claims in audio, and that's kind of stupid.
What's wrong with outside the porch? What's wrong with the RV?
You guys are right.
Right down in the basement.
Right.
I mean, that's absolutely, without a doubt, perfect.
Right, and we were actually, down there talking about it. We should have said something, but we just assumed it was, and that just don't ever assume.
In the future, I'm definitely going to ask more questions about where we can go rather than just assuming, because that's what we did today and gotten a little bit of trouble for it.
All right, gang, before you get started with the setup, Tango and I decided to mix things up a little bit, and the group leaders are actually going to get to decide their own teams, okay? We did a coin toss earlier, and Adam won the coin toss, so he gets to have first choice.
What do you want, Adam?
I'm going to take Brett.
Okay.
Yeah, Michelle, you're next.
I'm going to take my girl Vera. I haven't investigated with her yet, so.
Okay, Adam?
And I'm going to take Eric there, Boys Against Girls.
I think Michelle just picked her friend, and then she got stuck with me. I think that Adam chose Brett because Brett isn't as competitive, and Adam knew that he could stand as the leader. And he knew that Eric is very strong so that he would help his team shine as a whole. They made it very clear that they wanted me out of the competition. So I was picked last, and I wasn't surprised.
All right, well, that's the way it is. Now, guys, it's completely in your hands, okay? All right, gang, let's hit it.
Got that, girlfriend? You are muscle woman.
It's really interesting because it's a historic location. The fact that we couldn't touch anything, I was really afraid of that. Couldn't touch the walls. We could just basically touch doorknobs, railings, and our feet could touch the floor.
Do you need this?
Yes, please.
I think one of my skills is being able to adapt. Everybody has different styles, and when you work as a team, you have to adapt. Could you run it in the corner?
Wait,
in
if
the
you
corner?
bring it up,
like
she has a
a
good
straight
point.
line in the corner?
And then wrap it around.
Let's do that.
You have to find that middle point where you can work together, because the most important thing is find evidence.
We got power.
What do we have up right now, Michelle?
That would be...
Eric to Michelle.
I don't know which room this
Yeah,
is.
I don't know which one that is. I'm gonna run up there and see where y'all's every camera angle is at, just so I can get a better understanding of where these are.
Okay, I tell you what.
Hang out there for just a second, please.
Qualities that I have that could possibly annoy somebody on a team is when I see there's a time for somebody to step up and take charge. Okay, Michelle?
Can you see me right here?
Yes, sir.
That's floor 2.
When I set my mind to do something, I can get it done no matter what. Nothing's going to get in my way.
That would be Eric standing in front of that 3rd floor camera.
Thank you, Eric. We have power on all cameras.
So we're ready to adjust, guys. What? We got to have some sort of order to this, though.
Now, why is Eric acting more like the group leader than Michelle or Adam? I mean, what he's doing right now is something that has to be done, so I don't fault him. What I'm wondering is, why does he feel the need that he has to regain control that way.
Right.
And I see Adam just looking for power or something, or just staring at nothing. He has no idea what's happening right now, you know?
There was a lot of miscommunication. And so that's when it really fell apart. Adam and I were so set on getting it done quickly that we lost communication.
All right, gang, just so you guys can get everybody on the same page as far as where these cameras are, what they're doing there, and why they're there. All right?
Well, camera 1, Susie's room is on the left, and the apparition of the woman in white is to be seen coming from Susie's room into that hallway.
And camera 2, what are we seeing?
Is looking down this hallway into the nursery.
All right, and what about 3?
3 is on the 3rd floor. The billiard room would be on the left, and the butler's room is directly in front of us.
And camera 4?
That is looking into the foyer, and then to the right would be the dining room, where the woman in white comes in through both of them.
Okay. I like the angles.
They're great angles.
Good job there.
All right, guys, we have all the cameras tweaked, so let's get the lights out. Sound good? All right.
Mark Twain house, Adam, Brett, and Eric, first floor.
So they said the woman in white walked from here directly into this room, this path here.
How do you
Listen to that.
today?
Is that cool?
Yeah, I'm gonna go with the girls.
Steve and I decided to let the groups go out on their own. We monitored them through audio and the DVR visually. And I even said, you know, just think outside the box, do your own thing.
Now, this is also where they said they had cold spots, so...
Temperature so far is around like a 72.8 to 73 degrees.
What's the EMF base reading, Eric?
0.1, 0.2.
Great. Hello, if there's anyone here that'd like to talk with us, we're here to listen. Any kind of conversation, anything you would like to say. You have a beautiful house. And if you're happy with the way that it's being kept, what the curators and the people that tend to the building are doing, you can let us know and we can let them know. Because I think they did a great job. Did you guys hear that knock?
Yes, I did. Hey, Adam. The EMF meter sitting on the floor over here went from 2.5 to 4.7.
Holy God. Hello, if there's anyone here that'd like to talk with us, we're here to listen. Any kind of conversation, anything you would like to say.
Eric, Adam, and I started to investigate the claims of the woman in white on the first floor of the Mark Twain house.
You have a beautiful house. I think they did a great job. Did you guys hear that knock?
Yes, I did. Hey, Adam. The EMF meter sitting on the floor over here went from 2.5 to 4.7.
Holy God. If that was you, can you come back over to the EMF detector?
How about I ask you a question and for yes, make it go up? Would you like us to leave you alone in this room? Okay. Would you like us to stay in this room and keep talking?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Can you do that again? Was that you talking with us? Did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard another bang. Well, there's been reports of that bang in that room. We were hearing some loud bangs, and we heard the 3 in a row.
Can you make that sound again? Was that you talking with us? Any rise in EMF here?
It's jumping all over the place.
Did you guys hear that?
Yes, I did.
If that was you, can you make that sound again?
Hello?
Where did you hear the noise, Brett? Which direction did you hear it?
I thought it came from over here.
What did it sound like?
To me, it sounded like a latch on something, kind of. What about you?
I couldn't tell where it came from. I just heard a click.
Kind of like I was saying, kind of like a latchy type sound. So hopefully, one of the recorders or the mini DV camera picked it up.
Michelle, Vera, Rosalind in the billiards room.
We've just come to visit with you, spend a little time with you tonight up here on this 3rd floor of this beautiful building. We are here just to listen to you and hear what you have to say, whether it be the Clemens family, George the butler, any of the other people we've heard of, or maybe some people we haven't heard about.
My group started investigating on the 3rd floor, the billiards room, where there are reports of cigar smoke.
Base temperature in most of the room is about 66.
And I'm at 0.1, 0.2.
We want to talk to you. We want to find out why you're still here. Do you have some sort of unfinished business?
We are here to listen, and we will hear your story.
Just so that we can know who we're speaking with, what is your name?
What's that? I'll go to the door and check. Hello? Were you trying to get our attention? Was that you making noise? If so, can you do it again? I went outside to see if I could get the noise to repeat, but it was quiet. If that was you, you clearly have the ability to show yourself, whether it's at will or by accident, but we'd assume that maybe if you could focus, you might have the ability to show yourself to us. We're not allowed to touch anything, but you could touch something. You could make something move. Try to move a ball or maybe close that door.
Can you see us or hear us?
What is that?
What's that?
I just thought I felt like
What's that on your head?
something on my head.
Like a tug or a touch or?
No, like, it was really weird. Out of nowhere, I got the sensation of someone stroking the top of my head. Is my ponytail getting caught on my backpack or anything?
No. I mean, your hair's short enough to where it doesn't get caught. Unless you have like a few individual hairs in the strings, it can pull and feel like it.
Someone talking outside? I thought I heard someone talking, like a female. Is there anyone on this? Someone talking outside? I thought I heard someone talking, like a female. Is there anyone on this? It's hard to tell, I don't know. Our experience up on the 3rd floor, it was really strange. It was almost like something was playing with us.
We are moving into Mr. Griffin's bedroom. Michelle Ross and Vera entering.
Do you think this was his real clothing?
Do these clothes on the bed belong to you?
It's kind of weird. I pointed to the bed and it was like 49 degrees.
Which part of it?
I don't know, it's gone now. Is anybody hiding under the bed? I can't find it anymore. It's back to normal. I don't know what that was.
Steve, to Michelle's group, please.
Go for Michelle.
Why don't you and your group head down to the 1st floor, okay?
Copy that. We'll be there in a moment.
Our whole experience on the 3rd floor was kind of weird. Recorder? I just hope we caught something to show Steve and Tango.
Thank you, Mr. Griffin.
Eric, Adam, and Brett. Mark Twain house. And we're in the billiards room, 3rd floor.
I sent the guys up to the 3rd floor because I knew it was one of the most active areas in the house, and I wanted to see how they would approach that.
If someone's here on this floor with us and would like to communicate with us, if they would just walk into the room, I'd be able to tell that you're here because I've placed this EMF detector on the ground and it'll spike when you get near it. It's a steady point too, guys.
You know, there's other ways that you could possibly let us know you're here. Can you make a noise that we can hear with our own ears?
Just the floor creaking?
Creaking, somebody walking. Can you make a thump or knock on something?
Steve, to Adam's group, please.
Go for Adam's group.
It still seems a little robotic. Every single room you go into, it's the same thing. You know, can you make a knock? We're not trying to make you do anything, you know, we can pass on, you know. Let's start thinking outside of the box a little bit, you know, and just trying to come up with your own phrases, your own things to
Put
do.
themselves in the room like we're, you know, in the situation.
Copy that. We will get out of our rut.
You're surprising me on this investigation, Adam. You know,
We'll be able to know.
almost dropping the ball a little bit.
Seems it, yeah.
You know, I think it would be a really cool idea if we did maybe some get the recorder, maybe put it in the hallway here. Okay, do you want to be in the billiard room?
Sure.
And you'll take this room here, and I'll take the hallway here. I took Steve's advice to heart and wanted to try something different. So I positioned everyone in different rooms on the 3rd floor, and we did an EVP session. So if there's anybody here on this floor who'd like to communicate with us, my name is Adam, and Brett is in the billiard room.
I'm gonna actually change my position a little bit here.
Steve to Brett, please. Hey, man, why don't you scoot yourself all the way back up against the wall there, just so you don't have any space behind you? Just curious.
I chose to point this way so I could still see into the billiard room.
So if you push yourself back against the wall, you'll lose your view?
If I go close to any wall, the IR won't stretch into the billiard room.
All right, so you are sacrificing your vantage point and your evidence collection because you don't want to come down here and get an external illuminator for your IR camera?
Do you guys want to go down to get the external illuminator? I was like shocked because Steve kind of called me lazy. I was upset, and I just wanted to do anything I could to fix it. Do you want to? Let's go down and get it.
I understand what all the fuss is. I mean, it's a simple yes or no.
Okay, Steve. We're gonna come down and get the external illuminator.
No, I understand that the problem's fixed now, but I'm trying to understand your thought process, you know? Like, why? You know, like, why is it okay to not do that on your own, you know what I mean?
As Steve was yelling at me, I was thinking in my head, you know, here it comes. I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done, I'm done.
So we are here in your beautiful dining room, Rosalind and Vera and Michelle. We've heard about a lot of the entertaining and the parties that you had here. Are you willing to come out and entertain your guests now?
I'm getting 0.3, 0.4, 72-degree ambient. Rosalind, Vera, and I were investigating on the 1st floor in the dining room where there are claims of footsteps and voices.
What'd you say, Vera?
1.4, 1.5, yeah, 1.8, 2.0, 2.1, 2.2. Oh, that's just weird, I don't know. Are you checking if there's any, like, wires underneath, or... Let me look under. There's no wires, I mean, it's just table. I wonder where he used to sit.
Samuel Clemens sat in this chair at this end of the table.
3.6, 3.7, 2.0. Aren't you getting a higher reading on this chair? Oh, it has to be something from the ground. 3.3, 3.6, 3.7, 0.6, 0.4, 0.2, maybe not.
At first, I thought the high EMF was coming from down below the floor, but as quickly as the numbers went up, they will come back down. So I really don't have an explanation for that.
Is someone sitting on this table right now? Is anyone having a party? Where was that?
What's what?
This must be a little weird, but I just felt a little breeze on my face.
What?
Yeah, it's too weird.
Here's the red foam ball right here on your carpet.
We can make believe that you're a clown, put it to your nose.
My friend Dave here used to be a clown. Tell him your name, Dave.
Used to be Dizzy Dave.
We have Dizzy Dave here with us.
Used to scare kids.
Dave, let's not tell the kids.
Oh, sorry, I'm sorry.
We used to scare them. Come see my friend, the clown, Dizzy Dave. I used to scare kids. Kids don't want none of my clown. Jeez, Dave.
Giving them fair warning.
We're kids.
I wonder where he used to sit.
Samuel Clemens sat in this chair at this end of the table.
3.6, 3.7, 2.0. Aren't you getting a higher reading on this chair? Is someone sitting on this table right now? Is anyone having a party? Where was that?
What's what?
This must be a little weird, but I just felt a little breeze on my face.
What?
Yeah, too weird. We were investigating in the dining room on the 1st floor, and out of nowhere, I just felt some air on my face.
Was that you trying to get Vera's attention If so, we'd like it if you would do it again, please.
Please. I don't mind.
We've been told that there's someone here who maybe was a bit of a prankster, or maybe you just chose a way to get our attention, but if you do wish to communicate, we are here to listen.
What kind of, like... Just like air. Air. Is there any, like, a band nearby? I can't find it. Tried to find where the air will be coming from, but I couldn't. I wasn't able to explain it. I don't know what it was.
Steve, to Adam and Michelle's group, please.
Go for Michelle.
Go for Adam's group?
Hey, do you want to head to Center Command? We're going to wrap up for the night.
Yes, sir.
Copy that, totally. Thank you.
Investigating in the Mark Twain house was just awesome. Working with Brett and Adam was actually wonderful for me. It was really the first investigation to where I could kind of be myself.
I think I did fair at best. Compared to last investigation, you know, at least 30–40% worse. And I've never been radioed more in an investigation my entire life than this one, so we're obviously doing something wrong. Am I nervous? Well, sure. I mean, everyone's nervous every single time, you know, they go up to the chopping block, but I will do my best to not get sent home.
I'm really excited to move on to analysis. Every analysis that we've done so far, we've got some really interesting stuff. This investigation, this place is amazing, and I'm excited to start on it.
For this investigation, we're going to let the cadets review the evidence all on their own without me and Tango's help. But we're going to let them review everything as a group. Now, we're hoping that they found some stuff that they're going to present to us, and you know, some things that we could bring to Jason and see what he thinks of them.
I know that you have to be very consistent, especially at this job. I don't think anyone feels secure at any point because there's always a surprise.
So guys, Mark Twain house, cool place.
Very.
A lot of fun?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Good. All right, excellent. Well, let's start with Adam's group. Brett, you found this one.
Yeah, this is a stationary recorder set up in the nursery, and what you hear sounds kind of like a female sound.
It does sound like it could possibly be, you know, a female voice. Let's listen to it one more time. It's pretty interesting. Good ears, Brad.
Thanks.
Let's move on from this piece. Who found this piece?
I did.
Vera.
We are on the 3rd floor. Nobody's moving. Nobody's on the 2nd floor. Mitchell had the camera, and she asked a question, and it seems a direct response to the question.
Okay.
Did you like working here?
Wow.
I heard it.
It goes like...
You could definitely hear that.
It's just something I can't explain.
I'm not pleased with my performance as a leader. I honestly don't know who's going to go home. I think everybody did a lot of good things, but I think everyone made mistakes. And so it's going to be up to Jason to decide whose mistakes were more severe than the others, and then that person will go home.
I see my biggest competition is Eric. Eric is very knowledgeable, and he did a fantastic job this week. I think he will be group leader, and I think he may even win the entire show.
It is for sure getting more difficult to find who's the weakest cadet, just because we all working really hard. I'm actually hoping to get the chance to be a leader. I think I'm ready. I mean, it's going to be totally up to Steve, Jason, and Tango.
You guys enjoy your time here?
Yeah, definitely.
It's a great place.
Yeah.
All right, so what do we have audio-wise?
This was captured by Brett. This was in the nursery, and it sounds possibly like a female sigh. Am I right?
You're right.
Okay.
Now, who was with you during that?
It was a stationary recorder, and me and Eric and Adam were on the 3rd floor.
Okay, so there were no females in the house at that time?
I think the girl group could have been on the 1st floor, but there was no females on the 2nd floor.
Okay.
I don't know, it's interesting sounding.
All right, let's listen. Can you hear that with the headphones? All right, good. Now, which floor was this caught on?
The 2nd floor.
2nd floor?
Yeah, in the nursery.
Same floor that Susie's room was on, correct?
Yes.
Wow. She passed away in the house.
Yes.
All right. Well, it's definitely, it sounds like a female. It's a decent piece.
Nice job, Brad. That's the only audio piece that the group found.
Any video evidence?
Not any video evidence as far as things moving, but audio within the video evidence.
Okay.
This first clip was actually found by Vera. All right, take a listen to this, Jay, and you're gonna hear Michelle ask a question, and then you'll hear something after that.
Did you like working here?
There's definitely something there. Right after Michelle asked the question.
Did you like working here?
Almost sounds like a yes.
Yeah.
Did you think you were able to make out what it was saying, or?
We thought he said yes.
All right, well, it's neat. It's a good piece of evidence. It's a direct response to a question that's being asked.
There's a lot of things to point towards this being, you know, probably something. You don't have the echo and reverberation of a traveling voice. It's answering a question, which helps us narrow it down quite a bit.
Doesn't sound like any of them.
It doesn't sound like any of them.
I think that's a good catch. I think it's a neat piece of evidence. Nice job. So anything else?
No, that's it. That made it, you know, to you.
All right. Now, was there anything missed?
Yes.
Okay.
This is something that you guys definitely should have brought to us. One, because it's right after a question, so you should naturally be listening for things right after a question, and you can hear an unidentified voice, you know, in there.
You don't want us here. Go ahead and make any sound.
If you don't want us here.
Yeah.
You don't want us here. Go ahead and make any sound.
Strangely, it almost sounds like the same pitch or voice that was caught up in the nursery. So who analyzed this tape? Do we know?
Most likely I did. I don't remember this particular clip, but I'm pretty sure I did this tape.
Okay.
It's just really important to pay attention when somebody's asking questions. They're trying to communicate. You know, they're looking for a response. And if we're not paying attention at that time, then there's no point to pay attention to any of it. All right, everybody. Well, it's a shame, but of course, somebody has to go home, bottom line. I want to hear from each and every one of you on who you think should go. And I just want you to be honest and give us your reason behind that, okay? We'll start with you, Adam. Who do you think should leave?
Just on my team, I think Brett would probably be the one to go from our team. It seemed like he was getting called out a little bit more. I would say he was the weakest one of our group.
Eric, who do you think should go home, and let me know why?
Yeah, I gotta say, Brett, you know, I just didn't see the same level of interest in the paranormal. I just don't feel his passion is to the level of the remaining cadets.
All right, Vera.
I've seen Brett's attitude and excitement go down, and they're just not as consistent.
So you don't think his passion's there anymore, or?
I'm not sure what it is. I'm not sure. I know he wasn't feeling well last week, so maybe that was it. I just want to make sure that it's not because he's losing interest.
Michelle, who do you think should go home?
I have to say Brett. It's because this past investigation makes me wonder, was your head not in the game, or what went wrong? Because I know he can do better.
Rosalind, who do you think should go home?
Michelle is the one that doesn't seem to have the passion that the others have. I mean, Eric is very clearly passionate about obtaining the evidence. With Vera, I see her passion with having, she actually wants to have the personal experiences, and then she likes to get the evidence to back it up. But with Michelle, I see her investigation techniques as being very much, you know, like by the manual. I'm not seeing that drive and passion behind it. It's the passion that's going to make an investigator take initiative, move forward with the field, and contribute to the team as a whole.
All right. Brett, who do you think should go home?
Rosalind, because she has hindered just other people's investigation.
Well, on this week's investigation,
yes,
it was the guys made up one team, the women made up one team. So are you basing it on past experiences, or are you trying to base it on this week's investigation?
I'm basing it on Eric's performance in this week's investigation. He has said to us, you know, now I'm free. I'm finally free. In our group, he excelled. He did a really good job. And I think that if there's a member of a team that's kind of bringing the other team members down, I think that, you know, I don't think there's a spot for them on the team.
So, Steve, who do you think did the best on the investigation?
I think out of everybody this week, I'd like to give Eric a shot at group leader. You know, we'd asked you to sort of come out of your shell a little bit, and you did. You know, this investigation, you were almost like a different person.
I agree 100%. I think you did a great job. You did come out of your shell. You're vocalizing everything, all of your ideas.
And honestly, everybody, from what Steve and Dave have told me, you guys all did a great job. It's a shame, but somebody's going home. There will be 5 people, and there will be 1 group leader on this next investigation. All right, Eric, you're group leader, man. Why don't you head out to the RV?
You know, I'm quite honored to be chosen as the group leader. I don't want to celebrate just yet. You know, I still got a long way to go. I actually want to be successful at leading the group before I, you know, get too excited.
All right, class. Steve, Tango, and I are going to go talk for a few, reassess what's been learned here today, and find out who's going home and who's moving on. We'll have our decision when we get back. All right, guys, we got 6 cadets left, and out of the 6, 3 are doing really well.
If we're talking just about the 5 qualities, you know, Eric, Vera, and Rosalind are doing great, I think, so far. But the thing about Rosalind is she's missing evidence, you know? I'd still like to keep her, though.
It leaves Adam, Michelle, and Brett. Now, when it comes down to these qualities, you know, patience-wise,
yeah, they're good.
They're all pretty patient? Yeah. What about honesty?
Yeah, so far they all seem pretty honest out of those 3.
All right, what about technical knowledge, though?
When it comes to the actual gadgetry, they're probably on an even playing field, you know. But Brett, one thing that surprised me, I asked him, I said, Brett, what are you doing with that mini TV? Don't you want to get a little closer, you know? And he said, I can't because the IR illuminator only extends so far. They have external illuminators that we already trained them on, one floor below. Exactly. Go down and get one and put it to use so you can have the best vantage point, so you can get the best evidence. And to me, that falls under technical knowledge.
You know, I think Brett was a big surprise because he was really good in the previous investigations. He just almost like he just didn't care anymore.
Well, how about Adam and Michelle? How's their technical knowledge?
Adam seems pretty solid, but I'm surprised in Michelle that when Vera was having her experiences, she didn't bring out the digital thermometer and use it. Like, it's like she knows how to use it, but not when to use it.
Composure-wise, how they holding up?
You know, Michelle, whenever Vera was having an experience, like, she seems to just get caught up in that moment and just forget everything else.
Oh, really?
Tunnel vision. They don't step back and be like, okay, what am I looking at? You know, what am I dealing with here?
So how's Michelle looking in general?
She's group leader, and one thing that sort of took me by surprise is that she sort of let Rosalind and Vera lead the investigation a little more.
So as group leader, she kind of lost control and...
Well, in order to lose control, she would have had to have had it.
She had it the minute we gave it to her.
She had it the minute we gave it to her, but she sort of just stayed quiet.
So not assertive.
She not assertive.
She seemed more scared, you know, what people would think what she was going to do, you know.
Well, how's Adam doing?
This is the 2nd time he's been group leader, and he just seems robotic, like he just plateaued in that way. And, you know, I actually expected a lot more out of him.
All right, well, with everything you guys have told me, I think we've got enough information to make a decision. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for giving us the time we needed to talk. From what Steve and Dave have told me, you're all great. You know, that's why you've made it this far. It's a shame, but of course, somebody has to go home. You know, if I could, I'd try to keep you all, but that's not what's gonna happen here. So, Steve?
It's a tough one. I mean, this decision is incredibly tough, especially at this point in the game. Brett, I keep going back to that part with the IR illuminator. That just tells me that right now your standard, you know, may be here, and we may not have enough time with only 3 investigations left to get it up to where we need to join our team.
Now, it was very similar with Adam. You plateaued, and I don't foresee you going over that plateau. You're a great guy, and it just, you know, bothers me to even say that.
I have to be honest, I'm extremely concerned about Michelle. You shined as an investigator. You didn't do too well as a leader. That's just, really, I gotta sit back and wonder. I just don't know if it's a positive thing keeping you here. I have to be honest with you. You know, when it comes down to it, guys, it's a shame. All 5 of you have great, strong points, but one of you has to go home. Brett, nothing personal, but you're dismissed.
Thanks, guys.
I can see how Steve and Tango came to their decision. And, you know, it was about the investigation. I was most surprised that Michelle had decided that I was to be the one to be dismissed. I didn't see that coming. This was a great experience. It was an adventure, and I'll never regret it.